So I've seen that a lot of people are going crazy over this new thing, which was originally a rumor confirmed to be true, which is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I saw a whole bunch of people talking about it when it was just a rumor, and I just sort of ignored it because that's just the kind of person I am. I really don't buy into rumors and don't believe in them until the actual company that this rumor is based around either denies or confirms said rumor. And in this case, Nintendo confirmed this is a real thing, and I'm going to talk about how I feel about it. So I saw the gameplay trailer, and it looks, I don't know, like it's sort of like what people have been calling it. It's this sort of weird middle ground between Pokemon Go and the core Pokemon games. And I feel like, I don't know, that's just sort of the right thing to do when it comes to introducing the Pokemon Go players to the core experience of Pokemon. Because I have seen that although you can't capture, the Pokemon the way you usually do by fighting the wild Pokemon and then capturing them, instead it skips all of that and you only capture them. But they do have the traditional legit Pokemon battles when you fight NPCs. Like there was this one segment I saw where you can have someone join you on your little journey, and it was 2 versus 1. Both of the trainers versus some dumb bug catcher that is like in all the Pokemon games. You fight him and he has a Venonat and they knock him out. So I thought it was cool that at least in that regard the traditional Pokemon style of fighting is there. And if I get it, if I buy the game, that's literally the only reason why I'm going to be getting it. Well, one of them. The traditional Pokemon fights, and the other only reason I would want to get one of these games is they brought back something that me and other Pokemon fans have been wanting to come back since Pokemon Yellow, or in my case, since Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, which is Pokemon finally following you again. This is something that I would love for the core Pokemon game to have, but I just can't see it, because now we're up to I think almost 800 Pokemon now. So I can only see that being in a game like this where it's completely cut to only the original 150 Pokemon, But better than nothing, I'm glad that they did bring it back in that sense. And the reason why, at least in my opinion, it's such a big deal for some people is because that's part of the experience. That's part of, the theme of Pokemon. These are not just random creatures that you're forcing to fight for you and battle for you. They are supposed to be your friends, your pet, your ally. So to have them follow you and be with you, that's a sort of part of the, emphasis on them being your friend, that they're with you, they're being with you. So to have that finally come back, I think is awesome. And I really, really am glad that came back. And you finally get to ride Pokemon. Actually see them, I know they had that in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. I had Moon, by the way. And just to see that they're doing that now with all of them, I think that's awesome. You can fly with Charizard, you can ride an Onix, you can ride a Lapras. And I just think that's so cool, because I remember when I was playing Pokemon Gold, that was actually my first experience into Pokemon, by the way. Pokemon Heart Gold, I remember playing that and I'm thinking, that would be so cool if I could one day actually see the Pokemon that I'm riding. That I can, see that I'm flying on the Pokemon, or I can see that I'm riding the Pokemon in the water. And sure enough, that eventually did come with X and Y, and then Sun and Moon, and now this game. So I love that that's in the game. I've always wanted to see them, especially Charizard. Come on. A kid riding a dragon, that is just kick-ass. It's cool, If for those of you who are going to freak out, yes, I know Charizard is technically not a dragon type, but look at his design. He's a dragon, okay? He is. In terms of design. So, in terms of which one I'm gonna get, I don't know, because I heard that, see, I was thinking of getting Pokemon Eevee, but I heard that Eevee doesn't even evolve in that one, in Let's Go Eevee, so there's kind of no point in getting Let's Go Eevee unless Eevee is like one of your favorite Pokemon. Same thing for Pikachu, so it's like, I really don't know which one I'm gonna get, because really in the end there's no point, it's just whichever one is your favorite. Pikachu, I don't know, I guess it's hard to describe how I feel about Pikachu. Pikachu's cute, you know, he's the mascot. I like his design. I like his Thunderbolt attack. I think it's cool. It's arguably one of the most iconic things about him, to the point that's like his most well-known attack in the anime. But, you know, in terms of actually being a part of my team, Pikachu's never been part of my team. Like, I'll use him for maybe a little bit, but then I just switch over to a Pokemon that I like better. So then have him locked as a Pokemon that I have to use, it's like, you know, I don't know how to feel about that, because again, he's never really been part of my team for more than just a little while, and then I find someone better than Pikachu, you know, to use. And same goes for Eevee. I've never really used the Eevee that much. I think in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, someone gives you an Eevee, I think. So it's like, even then, I never really used the Eevee that much either. I mean, I like Eevee. I think Eevee's cute. I remember Eevee was actually one of my favorite Pokemon back when I was little. You know, back during the original Pokemon domination of the world in the 90s. You know, Gen 1er right here. You know, I grew up with the original Pokemon. So Eevee was one of my favorites, but it's like, again, you can't evolve Eevee, and that's one of the most cool, appealing things about Eevee, that he's one of the only Pokemon that has, like, a ton of different types. I think he's up to like, what, I think eight evolutions now. So, you know, you're removing one of the coolest aspects about Eevee that makes him so unique as a Pokemon. So it's like, I don't know which one to get, you know? It would be cool if, like, okay, let's say you go by Let's Go Pikachu, and then at some point along your journey you capture an Eevee, or vice versa. You get Eevee, you capture Pikachu, so you can still kind of have one and the other, no matter which one you get. I think that'd be cool, but whatever. In terms of, okay, the visuals, let's talk about that. I think it looks good. It's what I would kind of expect Pokemon to look on the Switch. The sort of nice in-between between the art style that we've had ever since Pokemon X and Y and Sun and Moon, leaning a bit more towards X and Y, because they have a bit more of that chibi design again, like in X and Y. But, you know, just at a better quality. Everything just has this more smooth, detailed look to it, compared to the, you know, pixelated, almost Nintendo 64 look that the 3DS has always had. So, I like it. It's a nice, you know, look for the characters and for Pokemon, especially the Pokemon. I think the Pokemon turned out really good. But I'm hoping that when we actually get Gen 8 for real, that there's a bit more of a difference, you know, like, I would like it more if they looked closer to Pokken. I think that's just a really cool style. It still looks, you know, stylized and cartoony, but it still has some touch of realism. I think that would be a really cool look for Pokemon in HD, finally on a console, you know, a main Pokemon game. So that's really all I have to say about it. I honestly could have said less, but this is just another, you know, YouTube thing I've heard, that you're supposed to make the video at least 10 minutes long. Like, that's usually the preferred amount of time for a video. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I like it. You know, the thing that does piss me off is that it's tied to Pokemon Go. I kind of wish it wasn't tied to Go. It was just its own spin-off, and the core battling was there with a wild Pokemon too. But it's not. But at least we have the NPCs, you know, to fight. So that kind of makes up for it, in my opinion. Here's hoping you can actually fight Mewtwo as a boss, because they were really hyping that up too in the trailer. And, you know, we'll see when the game comes out in November this year. You know, we'll see how good it does. Anyway, This is Lit and Fire going away. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye.